How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more MotorStorm Apocalypse, and I'm gonna finish the DLC today. Well, and the playthrough in general, because after the DLC there's not much to do, so... Well, there is like the supposed hardcore events, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Unless there is enough free time later on. But anyways, so downloaded events, and well, it says that none of them are completed, but that's a lie. So I needed to finish the last one of the Ace of Spades, which is Muerte. It's a race, but the issue is that it's a race on a track that is long, that also has 4 laps, and that you're also forced to use what historically has been the worst vehicle type in the series, which is the ATV. So yeah, it's probably not gonna be easy. I mean, yesterday I had 2 attempts of this and I couldn't win. And 2 attempts might not sound like a lot, and I guess, I mean, quantity wise it's not a lot, but it takes like what, 15 minutes to do 2 attempts, so it might not be a lot in terms of the nominal amount of attempts, but it's quite a lot in terms of the time spent on them. So yeah, that's an issue. We will see how it goes. And after this there are some other places. Well, some other group of events to do. Don't know what to expect from them since I haven't seen them, but that's what will come after this. I also investigated about DLC tracks. Apparently there is one DLC track that has, like, I think a straight and a reverse version. I don't know if that gets used on the 2 remaining mini campaigns, but if it isn't, then I'll just play it in the quick race mode, and that's it. So how is it going, Amarian? Huh, that's not where you wanna go. Yeah, I might get stuck in this race for a while, so yeah. Hope you like the track, because you're probably gonna be seeing it for quite a while, yeah, probably. Well, at least this time I didn't die on that transition. Shame that I still got hit. Yeah, unfortunately, as long as you're driving an ATV, you will have an advantage no matter the MotorStorm game. It's just the way it is. Well, ironically, with how the AI seems to work, seems that doing these crashes is not even a bad thing. Wait, I just realized my tires are not spinning, are they? Okay, no, they are. Well, at least the rear left one is. I guess the other one is covered, so you don't really see it spin, but it probably is spinning. Oh, that was pretty close. But yeah, I never Yeah, but this is definitely not a faster path than the other one. Like, you're just wasting time by doing that. Not to mention also making it harder for yourself to steer. And now everyone is crashing me. The Mario Kart classic. You start getting hit and you don't stop getting hit. Just that here it's not by items, simply by the opponent's interaction, and that's it. Give me, dude. So I gotta say that I'm a little bit tired today. Not like not being tired will change my performance too much, but I don't think being tired is gonna help me play well. I also don't really think that playing well is necessary here. I mean, that's the ugly thing about the AI in this game. It's very predictable when it slows down. Okay, don't go there. There's two cars in front of me. That interaction, dude, so unnecessary. That will cause me to lose again unless the guy in front crashes. And so far, most of the times it hasn't been the case that the opponent that is in front of me at the end of a race crashes. That ain't gonna happen. That's a shame. It's fine. Well, if anything, this race taking a long time to be beaten is a good thing, because, you know, with how little is remaining to do, this taking a long time will pretty much pad the stream for me. I wouldn't have to think of something else to do. Why did you crash there, dude? There was zero reason for you to crash there. Man, I really would like to know what you run into to completely turn like that. But then again, you're an ATV. You are ironically a vehicle that is pretty much bad in every single surface, despite being theoretically the opposite. Ah, man, I really had the hope that after Pacific Rift this piece of shit vehicle type will be removed from the series, but no. It was a futile expectation. Not even the PS2 game got rid of them. But oh well. It is what it is. Well, at least one thing I like about this game is that it added a bunch of vehicle types I like. Well, in fact, I will say that all of the vehicle types that it added, with the exception of that like mini car thing, I think I like them all. Like, I like the supercar, I like the super bike, I like the muscle car, I like the chopper. So to me at least, the new additions to the game were pretty nice. I'm probably missing a couple, but I like what they added. But unfortunately the ATV has been there since the beginning, so they are not gonna remove it. But man, it would be so sweet if they did. Well, a little bit too late now, but it would have been sweet back then if they remove it. What did you fucking crash against, dude? The worst part is that, yeah, I see the train tracks, like I'm not blind, I see that they can be an issue, but like it's only an issue for you for being such a piece of shit vehicle type. Like, it normally is not a problem with bikes because usually you don't tend to occupy that much room to seriously struggle with train tracks. It's not a problem with the big guys usually, or well, the big or the not big. Like a regular car wouldn't really struggle with them. The buggy could struggle with them actually. Yeah, like I guess the buggy is another one that in this game is not very favored in general. But man, the ATV, how can you be in every single game such a colossal piece of shit? I don't get it. But it's fine. It's one of the only vehicles that struggles with this sort of stuff, with this sort of very small ground obstacle. Interestingly, for MotorStorm RC, they took out the bikes and ATVs, then finally. I don't believe it that at least for the last game they listened to my prayers to just remove those vehicle types. Beautiful. I've been asking for that since the first game. I guess dreams do come true. Beautiful. I guess it's a shame that in this game they added the super bike and I like it, but yeah, I mean, I'm willing to take the trade. Like, just remove the cageless vehicle types from the game and it's fine. I don't mind the super bike not being there. Okay. So, this guy is pretty far and this is the final lap. So this is just looking like a repeat of every single attempt I had on this shit, so that's very annoying. Not unexpected, of course, but man, which we will see some variety in the outcome. Well, obviously some variety here will be winning. It's just that right here, it's like the game doesn't really give me too much of a choice to do anything. Huh. I wonder by how much I got second there. It was close, not as close as I would like though. And they took them out due to feeling out of place. Well, to me they are out of place since the first game, but I guess it's a novel thing that you can like drive a bike at the same time that someone drives a car. But yeah, if they weren't there in any of the games, I feel like it will be better. Personally, because I mean, in any game, maybe with the exception of this one, mostly because it seems like the bikes are generally better than what they were in the previous games, but in every other game there was zero reason to pick either of those. Like, why would you pick a vehicle that has a clear disadvantage even compared to its own type, and while at the same time not really being faster than the rest? Like, it was faster than the slow ones, yeah, sure, but despite what the first game said about the stats were complete bullshit. Like, according to the first game, the rally car had big weaknesses when it came to you know, the handling on certain surfaces. That's a lie. Like, essentially the rally car in the first game was good regardless of the circumstance. It was that good. They nerfed it in Pacific Rift, but the thing is that in the first game you had no reason not to pick a rally car. But in that same vein that you had no reason not to pick a rally car, you could also say that you had no reason to pick either a bike or an ATV, because at least things like the big rig allow you to like do whatever you want, like no one will stop you. So like there was a reason to pick that. And I guess the racing trucks were whatever. The thing is that if you willingly pick a bike or an ATV, like, you are in a direct disadvantage. Like, you have zero reason to do that. So I'm glad they removed them finally, at least in one game. Because I mean, you could be thinking, well, if you don't like it, don't pick it. But that's not how it works in the campaign modes. In the campaign modes, you don't pick what you want, you just pick whatever they allow you to use. So inevitably in some events you will have to use a bike or an ATV. That's crazy. Like, yeah, I know I'm hitting the train tracks, but what do you want me to do? They are there, they are not gonna disappear. Yes, I get it, I'm losing control because this shitty ass ATV is hitting train tracks. Okay, so you want me to turn into a non-shit vehicle? Well, unfortunately I cannot do that. Will be nice though. Yeah, well, it's not just that they were the fastest. Like, the rally cars were the fastest and also handled the best. Despite the game telling you that their handling wasn't good, they were just good. Like, I guess the only exception is in mud. They didn't handle that well in mud, but no car aside from the mud plugger or the big rig handled well in mud, right? So that's the thing. Like, the rally cars, aside from being the fastest, were also the most reliable. Like, you could steer however you wanted. And not to mention that, of course, their shape made them that the only accidents you could have were against, like, medium-sized obstacles, right? Well, and big-sized ones, of course, so that will apply to anyone. But yeah, they were that good. They were just insanely good. And yeah, in Pacific Rift they unfortunately nerfed them very badly. But it's fine, I mean, they were still a whatever choice. It's just that in Pacific Rift they nerfed the rally car, but they buffed the buggy, and the buggy basically became the best choice if you didn't want to use a big option. If you wanted a medium option, the buggy was the best one. If you wanted a big option though, you have the big rig and the monster truck, so those were very good. But yeah, for a medium option, I don't... What did you crash against, dude? There was nothing there. Jesus. This ATV is gonna make me lose my mind. Like in every fucking game, you know? Okay, I somehow got first place after a respawn. I'm not complaining, but what the hell? Shame that I completely lost all my speed there. Damn it, that was a good chance. Well, it could still happen, but I doubt it. Huh. And he used the explosion too. This is gonna take an eternity. This is gonna take so long because of this shitty ass vehicle type. Well, the issue with the bikes is that, I mean, yes, comparing, the bikes are like at least 3 times more useful than an ATV in pretty much every game. But the thing about the bikes is that, I mean, yes, they are pretty reliable in most cases. In fact, they are even very good at like landing in very weird ways and in sometimes going to some very rough terrain with almost no issue. Like, they do a good show at that. On top of also being very good at very specific shortcuts that if you bring any bigger vehicle they wouldn't be able to make it, right? The issue with bikes is that the moment you interact with another competitor you die. That's the issue. And that's an issue that, well, you will think about it and you will be like, well, it makes sense that's the case. Yes, it makes sense, but it's still a very big weakness, especially in the first game, where the AI constantly was next to you no matter when, right? So for the first game, you didn't really have any reason to pick the bike over like the rally car or the racing track aside from the size. If you wanted to really take like a very specific route where the other vehicles will be too big for, sure. But as I say, the disadvantage of dying to any interaction is too big. So, I mean, unless you exclusively do time trial, which kind of feels like, you know, doing a disservice to the series, but I guess if you only do time trial, yes, the bikes are super good. But when you do races, the bikes just have that natural disadvantage that there's nothing you can do about. It will be there no matter what. And it's not like they will make up for that weakness, because it's as I say, at that point, you wanted to pick another vehicle type that basically did the same. Because if you tell me, okay, the bikes are super weak, but they are the fastest vehicle in the game, okay, that will make sense. I mean, you have a very big weakness, but you have an equally big strength. But that was not the case. They did not have a strength to equalize that insanely big weakness, and that seems to have been the case in the entirety of the series. Here, at least for what I've been playing here, the super bike actually feels like it is very fast to the point that it is worth like overlooking the weakness of being a bike. Well, not to mention that in this game, the interactions that you have with a lot of competitors don't end up killing you. well, not to mention that, as you say, that unlike Pacific Rift, interacting with the wheels of a monster truck is not an insta-kill anymore, and in fact, most of the times, even when they really try to fuck you up, it's not an insta-kill. So in that context, I will say that in this game it is worth to pick bike. In any other game, no, it isn't. Like, the weakness is just way too big for no advantage, right? That's the issue. It's a fundamental issue. And I think here it's mostly the fact that they very heavily nerf the heavyweights. Like, that's what makes a bike in this game more or less worth it. Like, in the context it's in, it does very well. I mean, it's kind of like, imagine if there was a fighting game. You know that fighting games have different type of characters. Like, you have characters that are zoners, which means that they throw projectiles to keep opponents out. And you have characters that are grapplers, that cannot do much at long range, but once they get in, they deal massive amount of damage. So, usually grapplers in fighting games tend to be low tier because most characters have tools to keep them away. However, if a grappler makes it to a game where projectiles are weak, it's very likely that the grappler is gonna be the top tier of the game. And that's the thing here. Like, the bikes are, like, could be top tier here simply because everything else has been toned down. Like, their natural enemies were toned down. Ah, fuck me, dude. Well, even without that, the tour I got, I still think it wouldn't have helped. I don't think I'm making it before this guy. Unless the ATV making it... No, see, that's also another very big weakness about this shit. I think if the ATV makes it but you don't, like your body doesn't make it, it doesn't count. That does not happen with any other vehicle type in the game, of course. Well, yeah, it happens with the bike. Like, the point is that another natural disadvantage is that with any cage vehicle, like, you and the vehicle are the same thing, but here it isn't. Like, you are the... like, what determines if you finish or not. Like, you as the driver, right? Hey, I'm not sure what to do here, because in that previous attempt, even though I more or less lost some time at the end, it feels like that car that overtook me was gonna overtake me anyways, regardless of what I did. So at this point I'm a little bit concerned of what to do in this event. This isn't looking very possible for me, unfortunately. This is looking not possible. That's an issue. It's looking bleak. But I could also leave this event for last, but I don't think that really will make any difference. I also know if taking the left side, well, yeah, assuming you don't crash, I don't know if taking the left side is really faster than taking the right side. I will assume that taking the right side is faster, probably. I don't know. Yeah, this is a problem. It's one of those races where the AI is randomly an issue. Like, by that I mean that the AI you know, just goes faster than it normally would at the end, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because, you know, well, I already mentioned it multiple times, so the way the AI works in this game, and, well, in the previous 2 games as well, is that they purposely slow down just so you can basically keep up with them, right? It's a very lazy way of doing it, I guess, but yeah, they slow down when the race is about to be over. The issue is that here, they aren't really slowing down right at the end. Or rather, the first place is not slowing down. Everyone else is. Like, if I wasn't first or second right now, like, the more you get into the final lap, the more you will reach the second place. But the issue is that whoever is at first place just keeps accelerating. And that's an issue. But we will see. I mean, it's not the only race where this happens, you know. It has happened in some other cases. I mean, there were several events in the festival mode that there was just a first place that just kept going fast, and there wasn't much you could do about it. But yeah. Well, one thing I can tell you, I don't know how MotorStorm RC is gonna be. I'll figure it out, of course, whenever I play it, and it will happen, of course. But I can tell you that for now, my favorite MotorStorm is still the first one, because it's the one that got the AI the best. Like, got the idea of the AI like in the best expression possible. So it is a shame, but it truly is. Even after these other 3 games, which are Pacific Rift, Arctic Edge, and now Apocalypse, the first game is still my favorite. Feels like the AI did some magic that they cannot really replicate. Because here, essentially, the AI for both Arctic Edge and this game seems to be mostly taken from Pacific Rift. And Pacific Rift did like this thing that I'm describing, like the gradual slowdown of the opponent just so you have the chance to overtake them near the end. And for a game like MotorStorm, I feel like that's a very bad AI. Or, well, not very bad because it's still functional, but I don't think it does it any favors. No, why did you have to clip on the only lap that fucking matters, dude? You just want to piss me off. That's what you want to do. You love pissing me off. Full speed. Okay, finally. And that took half an hour. Well, half an hour plus the 15 minutes that it took yesterday. At least that was a very like convincing difference with the second place. So with that we finished the Ace of Spades Muerte. So the 4 main cards are done. So now come the chokers. I don't think these are in any order because they were both released in the same DLC, so I could start with this one. It's just that it feels like red will be more fitting rather than gold. Unfortunately, we start with a chase. Damn it. So yeah, not even these ones are free from chases. Wait, did this crash? Yeah, it probably did crash, didn't it? because loading usually has that graphic to the right, but here not only there's nothing, but it's also not showing anything, so I think the game might have actually crashed. Well, that's a shame, but I guess we will have to reset it. No worries though, it will be resetted. Just give me a little bit. Well, this is one of those cases where okay, no, it didn't crash. Sometimes the emulator crashes when I try to reset the game. No, it's fine. I wait a little bit until it's done. Come on. Okay. It opened. Let me capture. It will be okay. There you go. Okay. Will be an issue though if that event is actually bugged and I cannot play it. The Black Shocker car has 3 events with a supercar. Yeah, but the Black Shocker car was never released, for what I understand, right? I mean, I tried looking information online and apparently it was a completely unreleased DLC that didn't make it into the game. Like, I did not find any information about Black Shocker aside from like a database listing for that thing. Though here I'm more worried if I can run these events or if they are gonna be... Okay, it's loading. Okay, this one apparently work. Nice. Okay, not bad. So it was just a coincidence that it crashed. Don't worry too much about it. And it feels weird to drive a vehicle type that is not a piece of shit after being half an hour stuck with the ATV. It almost feels like a miracle, driving a normal vehicle that actually works. Keep in mind that this is the Mini, so it's not like I'm the biggest fan of this shit, but it at least drives like it should. It's a different story when you start getting smashed by your opponents, but... Well, if you have... Oh wait, how do you even know about the Black Shocker? I mean, I'm not saying how do you know that it exists. No, I mean, how do you know what events it has? Like, wait, is that gonna work? It did work, nice. Good explosion. Sorry, I got distracted. I was out to say that how will you know about the contents of the Black Shocker card? Like, again, I tried looking it up on Google and I didn't find anything. You know? Like, no matter how far I look, the only reference to Black Shocker is a database listing that only mentions that there was supposed to be a DLC with that name. But I have not found a single place that discusses the contents of the Black Shocker, so how do you know that it has 3 events with Supercar? Or well, that it was supposed to have 3 events with Supercar. This is the Wasabi Kamachi. It doesn't look bad. Kinda looks like well, from the back it kinda looks like a Mazda. Kinda. From the front I'm not so sure. Okay, that should be a win. There was someone who made a video playing the Black Joker card events. How? How will that be possible? I mean, not like I'm an extremely... Like, I'm not extremely knowledgeable about this game, but... I mean, at least according to the wiki and according to what I try searching, the Black Joker is unreleased. Like, it never came out. So... How is it possible? Took inspiration from the Mazda Miata. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, maybe it's possible that I also haven't been googling good enough, I guess. Yeah, like, no matter how far I looked, there was no reference of Black Joker. So... Well, in fact, like, every time I Google it, basically, like, Google tried to correct me. Hey, don't you mean the red and the gold Joker? No, I don't mean that. I mean the black one. But yeah, it's like it didn't exist. Like, it's so bizarre, right? Because it's something that you know that it exists, at least in theory, and yet the internet kept insisting that it did not, that it's a lie, an hallucination. Unless it's fan-made, maybe. I mean, if you want, you can mod anything, right? Well, then again, if there are mods for... I think they had access to the unreleased Black Joker events with 100% or something. Huh. Wait, are you saying that by completing the game 100% you unlock the Black Joker events? Oh, they had access to 100% save. That probably... like, wasn't something that you could do normally, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess that would explain it. Like, maybe... Ah, fuck. Well, that's fine. I can finish it the next round. Was about to say that... wait, that's my name, I just realized. Since here we don't drive as anyone... any character, they actually have my name. That's pretty cool. Maybe they have access to someone like from the company that provided that to them. I don't know. It could be. But I think it's not supposed to be something official. It's not what? Not sure what I crash against, but yeah, the thing is that well, pretty cool at least that it exists footage of it. Assuming again that it's something official and it's not a mod. Or at least when I say official, that it was something in the game but inaccessible through normal means. Right? I guess that a lot of games have that sort of stuff. Not just cut content, but some stuff that might technically be done, but never really like made available. Okay, not bad. So, well, at least the chase is done. So what else do we have here? Oh, I see what you mean. So the idea of the choker is that you use the same vehicle type. So the black choker being only supercar makes sense. It's in the Italia Tauromachia. Well, that's one of the DLC cars, interestingly enough. Well, not to mention a DLC car that, for what I understand, didn't make it into like, it's not part of the DLC where the choker campaigns are from. So that's interesting, I guess. Damn it. But at least I could use that car to drive on the DLC track, I guess. It seems like at this rate we will be done with the choker cards pretty quickly, probably. Well, see, here's the thing. If I'm done with both this and the DLC track too early, I guess I will try a couple of hardcore events. Not because I plan to beat them all, but just to add some, you know, time to the stream, right? That will be the idea, probably. I mean, maybe if they end up being easy for me, hey, who knows, maybe I could actually try going for all of them. But yeah, I'm not a fan of repeating the events from the campaign. Yeah, that's also what I read, that it took inspiration from Lamborghini. I saw an image, and also the wiki mentioning that it took inspiration from both the Lamborghini Aventador and the Reventon. But that's something kinda irrelevant to say, because every Lamborghini looks the same, you know. So they could have said that it was based on the Lamborghini Murcielago and it will be the same. They all look so fucking similar. Lamborghini is one of those brands that, I mean, it has an iconic look, but that same thing is what makes a lot of its cars look extremely similar to each other, you know. But hey, I mean, if something looks pretty, I guess there's not much reason to make it too different, right? That was so fucking bullshit. Like, completely unreactable. Like, unless you knew that was gonna happen. Well, but that's the thing. If you know that's gonna happen, you don't really react to it happening. You just react to your memory. It will still be kind of unreactable. I don't think you're reaching that guy. Yeah. You didn't reach that guy. Though this one will be hard because you're using this super small car in a race with giants. I mean, you have a lot of mud pluggers, you have big rigs, and you have monster trucks. And you essentially are using the weakest car in the game that is not cageless, of course. For RC, they brought some vehicles back. I mean, I don't know why in the first place they don't feature all the vehicles that appear throughout the series. I mean, maybe it will be too much, but I don't know. Considering that these are 3D models, I don't think it would have been a problem to include all of them, like accumulate all of them in every game, right? Not to mention that graphically, at least, I don't think there is such an insane difference between the 3D models from game to game, so I think that they could have made that happen. Ooh, that was so close, holy shit. Here, this will, something tells me that this will be a very similar event to that one in the campaign that happens in a bridge. Because in that one I also use the same vehicle type, and even though my opponents, there weren't that many big bodies, here just having 2 or 3 of them, I will say that it's pretty similar to just having all of them being big bodies, so yeah, this might be a repeat of that. At least this track is wider than the bridge, so shouldn't be an issue. Oh, that's an issue. Like that monster truck just casually being parked in a place like that is very hard to spot from outside. These assholes. That guy pushed me. What a piece of shit. Okay, and there was nothing I could have done there, dude. Though you got instant karma for being such a bitch. But instant karma or not, the issue is that I still have this guy ahead of me. Well, not anymore, but... ah, fuck. That was very bad. Unfortunately, well, and that basically seals the deal. That sucks so much balls, dude. Fuck. I think the reason why they didn't bring majority of cars from Pacific Rift to Apocalypse was because they'll probably have to add like customization. Well, I keep forgetting there is customization for decals and all of that. Since I don't interact with that, I don't really care. But yeah, I guess that will be a valid reason. I mean, part of the reason why I don't care is because, I mean, and especially here in Apocalypse, like, unless you go online or to quick race, your customization does not matter. Because you are given the car to drive. I guess the idea of this game was mostly to focus on online, but yeah. It's like, I don't really care. And theoretically here, if I really wanted to, I would probably try joining a lobby since I'm using the emulator built in the server connection, so like I probably could try joining an online race. It's just that, well, first of all, there's most likely no one playing, but also, even if there was someone playing, I don't wanna play online, so yeah, I don't really have any reason to try. What the hell, dude? Well, everyone crashed there though, so gonna give me a little bit of advantage, but with so little opponents being destroyed at this point, being in the lead doesn't really matter. Yeah, pretty nice. Playing Apocalypse is grinding. It could be. I mean, having ranks doesn't necessarily make it grindy. I mean, I guess it all depends on what your objective is. So, I mean, a big portion of online games have like a rank ladder and shit like that. It all depends on if you want to interact with it or not. But yeah, I at the end of the day, I also don't really have... Don't have much experience with online multiplayer stuff because I simply don't interact with it too much. They're in a good position, but we'll see. This is probably gonna go to sudden death, but we will see. Again, no way to know. No, it didn't. That was a very, very clean victory. Okay, good to know. So we move on to the race. There is a race, a regular one. Well, also with the Super Mini, that's I guess the only issue here, but it's fine. No problem. Was a little bit of an issue, but it's fine. Okay, I guess if you're a Super Mini, you cannot really crash against a monster truck wheel, because that's gonna be the result. I guess you probably shouldn't challenge them, though. It's not like I'm challenging them on purpose, they just happen to get in the way, you know? Can see shit. It's fine. I'm still alive somehow. Here it's interesting that even only on the first lap I'm already first place. I mean, probably not gonna last too long, but genuinely impressive that this is happening. I don't get too cocky yet. Dude, I'm really sleepy today. Well, to be fair, I got woken up by hammer sounds. Like there was someone working, so it's not that it doesn't make any sense that I will be sleepy, but such a bad feeling, you know? It's like the mind is willing, but yeah, unfortunately my body's telling me to stop, but I won't stop. Well, to be fair, I'm not that extremely sleepy where I can barely function or anything like that, but it's certainly a feeling of, you know, wanting to close my eyes and lay down. It's fine. Besides, anytime that you're sleeping, you will eventually get a second wind, because your body enters in like emergency mode. I don't think I'm even close to that happening right now. The point is that in the worst case scenario that could happen. It seems like it will be a pretty free victory. It seems like the opponents here did not offer any resistance at all. I guess that's the weird part. Like, even though the AI like works in a specific way to, as I say, slow down towards the end to make it easier to overtake, here it's like they didn't really do shit to try to be ahead of me. So sometimes it's not very consistent, I guess. Well, those are all the red choker events, so now on to the gold choker and the last ones available here. So this one is with the super bike. I like that. So Eliminator, Chase and Race. Oh, and with the Ennis Knight. Pretty cool. But yeah, the super bike, I like using it. Though at the same time, using it against 3 monster trucks is a little bit messed up. Yeah, that was bound to happen. This is the Italia Areto. I'm not the biggest fan of the way it looks, cause it kinda looks like a dirt bike. Like, so far I think I like the design of any other one, but certainly not of this one. That's okay. That worked, nice. Your least favorite superbike? Yeah. It's just that you look at it and this really looks like a regular dirt bike. Like, doesn't really look like something that will be any different. It's fine. As long as it behaves like a superbike, that's good enough. Well, you can mostly tell it's a superbike because of the pose of the driver, like basically leaning forward like that. So this particular track seems like it has lots of screen shake. Well, it makes sense considering that the track is called the Ennis Night, supposed to be close to the end of when the city is like at the end of day 2. Yeah, still. Got it. Well, that was quite free, but then again, I think that every single event that I done with the superbike, I probably beat it on the first try. Maybe there was an exception or two, but for the most part, it has been like that. So yeah, pretty nice. It's a very good vehicle, yeah. I mean, this will be the only argument that I will have in favor of keeping the bikes as a vehicle type, but yeah, I don't mind them being removed really. Then, alright. There is the carbon version. Yeah, I see in the wiki that like half of the vehicle DLCs are pretty much a non-carbon version of a vehicle that is usually only carbon, right? Tends to be like that. So this thing can boost for a very long time. Not to mention that being a small vehicle also makes it so Anytime that you're in the water, it's gonna be a very... Oh, that was close. It's gonna be a very fast recovery of the boost bar. Nice. It might be very likely that I'll win all of these events on the first try. I mean, I don't want to get too cocky, but it might be like that. So I was gonna be able to steer in time, but I couldn't. I guess it was mostly because the surface was not very good. Even with that explosion, you are not winning that. I got second at least, so not bad, but it could have been better. Oh, you can also move this thing around while the countdown is happening. Well, that was still a first place, barely though. Yeah, no worries. And well, one thing I gotta say though is that the worst part of all these DLCs are this shitty ass chase mode. And the fact that in every single mini campaign of this there is at least one chase event. Well, in the ones that have 6 events you have 2. That feels like a little bit too much, but just the way it works. Ah, damn it. It's pretty bad. Wanted to see what happened if you tried to side bump like a regular vehicle, but no. Doesn't seem like a good idea. Alright, one more point and we are done. So as long as you make it to 5th place, the event is yours. Not like I was worried about not winning the event, you know. It will completely run over there. Well, it would be nice if you stop running into things. Yeah, at least as I say before, the respawn in this game is very fast, so it doesn't seem like it matters too much. Yeah. That's a win. Not a surprising one. So now there's a race or an eliminator. I don't remember what I did first. No, there's a race in double decker. So this is essentially the last DLC event remaining, after which, well, we will be free from DLC. Well, at least the DLC events. Oh, this is the bridge. Okay. See, this one... Well, by the way, this is the first time that the bridge is featured in the DLC, so that's interesting. Having to use a vehicle like this against bigger vehicles in a track like this one is an issue. There I cannot really blame the size of the vehicle though. God damn it, stop crashing already, please. Do me that favor at least. These are also either way 4 laps, so this could have the same potential as that last Muerte event that I did at the beginning today. That took me quite a while, but I think this track is shorter, so each attempt shouldn't be that long. They will still probably be a little bit long though. Oh, that was close. No, I don't think that this is gonna be a repeat of that first event today. I think that this should be mostly fine. Probably. Wait, what hit me there? I saw something falling, but I didn't see what. Kinda looked like a motorcycle. How would that be possible? Was pretty awkward. Okay, that's the second time in this attempt alone that you crash against that. So will you consider not doing that? I don't think this is gonna happen. But not on this attempt, I mean. Or maybe it will. It actually will, nice. Yeah, those tracks certainly slow down in time for me to just do that. Well, with that, all of the downloadable events are done. All of them, even though the game is telling you 0 out of everything complete. I did them all, don't worry.